Hello, brothers and sisters. Michael Humble, seeker of truth, for Under His Feet. So this is really the close to the last video, but I'm giving it its own title because it's nothing short of biblical proof of a rapture, although it takes wisdom to see it as such. And so Father's added a little bit to what I accidentally left out of the last video. So I thought I was recording, and again, it was paused, and I do that quite a bit. So here's where we left off in the last video, which if you haven't seen it, well, this chart is what we left off on. And we saw that, in fact, let's go there. I'm going to show you something really very, very cool, because it's from Mr. Cool, and so of course it is. Revelation 3:15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Notice it doesn't say heels. So we're going to understand this as an end time figure. It has a more general application, but it has a very specific end time application. And he declared the end from the beginning, and so, yeah. And we saw the breakdown of this verse numerically with a whole bunch of pins on everything from day of declaration, day of warning, declaration, who, and then probable manifestation of the flood, 7-8, or the man-child coming back across the river. And we saw it in a bunch of different ways here. And we got down to, and shall bruise his heel, shall bruise, 7-7-7-9. 777, the gematria for King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That is the promised seed. He is the promised seed. Okay. And then I said, and we're going to end with this thought. And then that was the end. Thank you so much for pointing that out to me, by the way. Or I wouldn't have known. Okay, so let's go to 1 Corinthians 15. We looked at this a couple videos ago. See, the parable of the 100 sheep exists. Father put that in here for a very specific, very clear purpose. In the end, they that are Christ at his coming are the 100 sheep. But in two groups, the 99 sheep saved from the wrath to come. And why wouldn't they be? They follow Christ wherever he goes. 99 sheep and lost sheep. They don't understand him yet. They're not lost in idolatry. They're not the synagogue of Satan, but they're lost. Or they haven't taken Satan as their Lord. Let's put it that way. And so 99 sheep and lost sheep. And he has that figure in all kinds of stuff, from the menorah, 3 branches this side, 3 branches that side. Pillars of Solomon's temple. A right pillar and a left pillar. And so let's read this. 1 Corinthians 15. Verse 25. For he, Christ, must reign till he, Father, hath put all enemies under his, Christ's, feet. The last enemy that should be destroyed is death. Okay, that's talked about. It's the last trumpet. It's the lost sheep going home at the last trumpet. In verse 51 through 53. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in the moment, in the twinkling of the eye, at the last trumpet. At the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. We shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption. This mortal must put on immortality. And when that happens, it shall be brought to pass the saying, death is swallowed up in victory. Notice it doesn't say that in Thessalonians 4, because it's not. They're raptured, saved from the wrath to come. These guys got to go into great tribulation. They're the foolish virgins. Oh, another example. The wise and foolish virgins. The wise virgins are the 99 sheep watching for the Lord. That's the extra oil. The oil is wisdom. It's not spirit. Because all the lamps were lit, or the lamps couldn't have went out with the foolish virgins. Which means it can't be spirit because you can't lose it. See part 1 if you disagree. Or the last video. Okay, so last trumpet, lost sheep, foolish virgins. They got to get more wisdom in Jacob's trouble that Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, the life. They're Messiah. The Messiah. Okay, so Father's going to put all things under Christ's feet, plural. Well, just like behold the hand, behold the nail. 2 hands, 99 sheep, lost sheep. 2 feet, 99 sheep, lost sheep. And back in Genesis, we saw he will bruise his head and the adversary will bruise his heel. Well, where does Satan have to be for that to be a reality? Under his feet. Because one foot's bruising his head while he is bruising the heel on the other foot. Because the 99 sheep, many of them are going to get martyred in great tribulation. I really recommend being a 99 sheep. They have to believe unto death. If they take the mark of the beast, their holy of holies gets filled with Satan, with his seed. And it's eternal seed, just like Father's seed is. You can't lose it. That's why it's an unforgivable sin. It's the unforgivable sin. Okay, so super key to understand. Same thing with the hands, same thing with the feet. Family fishing trip. They're not catching anything. He says, oh, throw on the right side of the ship. Well, the right side, of course, is the righteousness side, which would be the 99 sheep. Then the man-child, a subset of that, comes back across the river and bruises Satan's heel because the man-child rules the night. But he's bruising the heel of the lost sheep, the other foot. So go to Daniel 12, if you would. I'm going to show you something just so beautiful. Verse 5, then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other 2, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river. See, this is picturing the 100 sheep getting divided. That side of the river, 99 sheep. This side of the river, lost sheep. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven. It should be for a time, times, and half a time. Same thing as pictured in Revelation 11, 4 and 12, 4 different ways. 11:2. Oh, by the way, that's 112 picturing 7:7. True Pentecost, the beginning of it. 42 months of great tribulation when the 2 witnesses, not getting into that right now, but that's in 11:3, 113. And that's 1,260 days. There's the second way. And then he says a time, times, and half a time later in Revelation 12. That's 3.5 years, 42 months, 1,260 days, which prophetically a day equals a year is the 3.5 days that the dead bodies just lie in the streets. It's not 2 guys. It's lost sheep is what it is that are getting killed. 3.5 days. Okay, so time times a half a time is 3.5 years. He's got both hands up because the 99 sheep, the right hand, they go at the beginning of that 3.5 years, the beginning of that 42 months. And the lost sheep go at the end of it. Go to Revelation 10, please. Verse 1, and I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head. What is a rainbow? Well, it's a token, a sign that Father won't flood the entire earth and wipe out all life. Who do you think's going to need that more than anyone else? Lost sheep, when the flood of enemies gets here. That 42 months. And it's an ark. Because this is an archangel. Watch. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud. Rainbow was upon his head, and his face as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea, put for heaven. Where's the red dragon come from? The sea. And I saw a beast come out of the sea, Revelation 13:2, which is red for the red dragon. He set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot upon the earth. And he cried with a loud voice as when a lion roars. Christ in him. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. Well, uttered is 296 times because it references the man-child who this archangel is a part of. And 7 is number 2033. It's full circle in 233, which pins 7/8 true Pentecost. Also day of declaration, because we're going to be in 10:4 in a minute. The beginning of the flood, the removal of the floodgates, and thus the manifestation of it, it would seem. Or the man-child coming back across the river. The flood having previously manifested if the floodgates are removed sooner than that. Any minute, any day. And he cried with a loud voice as when a lion roars. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. 10:4. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write. Do you understand? The only way that this can have an answer to what they uttered is if it's numerical right here. And it is. It's an ordered communication. So 10:4 is the beginning of the flood. 10th day of the 4th month, April 10th, 2021. And then manifestation in the word 7, number 2033, or the man-child coming back. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not. And the angel which I saw stand upon the earth and upon the sea and upon the earth, lifted up his hand to heaven, and swear by him that lives forever and ever, who created heaven and the things that are therein, and the earth and the things that are therein, and the sea and the things that are therein, that there should be time no longer, delay no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, the 7th trumpet, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished. But before that happens, we're going to see he's given a little book. The gospel has to be preached in great tribulation by the man-child. Why only one hand? It was 2 in Daniel because It included both the 99 sheep and the lost sheep as a prophecy about that. And why times and half time? The beginning of the 42 months and the end of it. And the hands are just like the feet. And the angel which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven. The 99 sheep, the right hand, are up there. And now it's just the lost sheep left. The heel that's getting bruised. Until our Father completes the putting all things under his feet, plural. Notice again, the heel's not plural. It's just heel. Glory to God in the highest. Glory to his Son, Jesus the Christ. Blessings to you. I love you guys so dearly. We are about to be rejoicing together in the presence of our Lord, hearing his laughter at his bride finally being with him. Oh, is it going to be a time? The marriage supper of the Lamb. He is coming any minute, any day. Keep looking up. I'll see you soon.